Всем привет, с вами Стирада, и мы продолжаем по Remains of Edith Finch. Так. За Молли мы прошли уже сцену трагической ее гибели.
I can't describe it, but
умерла.
I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Но Молли уже здесь нет, на самом-то деле. Так, что
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Так, а дверь у нас, да, она у нас закрыта, мы никак не выйдем. А назад только по тому же ходу можно выбраться. Так. Ну, вслед за кошкой, но я думаю, что мы, наверное, не полезем по дереву. Скорее всего, в спальню родителей
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Мне кажется, это всего лишь совпадение. Возможно, Молли просто очень нравилась кошечка.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Так. Хорошо. Но нам, скорее всего, нужно исследовать сначала саму комнату, чем идти куда-то дальше.
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum.
По-моему, все комнаты у вас как музей.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Так.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Так, отлично. А как закрыто это все? Мы это посмотрели.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Я думаю, мы каждую смерть будем на самом деле расследовать и проживать. Ну ладно. Пойдемте в розовую ванну сначала сходим, посмотрим, что там.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Человек-крот.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
По-моему, на самом деле очень даже неплохая спальня. Точнее, ванна. Хотя я такую не хотела бы. Это ключ от всех замков. Нам теперь через свет нужно будет туда пробраться.
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Дом сплошных тайников. Возможно, можно пленку проявить. Нет, пленку почему-то она не хочет брать.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Окей. А это чья комната? Это банка пива. Хорошо, куда мы
I knew
здесь
Grandpa
можем
Sam
пройти?
had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Гипс еще не повод отказываться от всех
My brother said
прелестей
he'd die before he
жизнедействия.
ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Возможно, он не стал бы его пытаться
I'm not
сделать.
gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
У меня уже голова начинает кружиться. О, Господи.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
То есть брат дедушки разбился, катаясь на качелях.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Но в итоге ведь не сделала. Так, ну вот тут смерть уже
After the
более
funeral.
короткие.
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Я так понимаю, каждая комната огораживалась после чьей-то смерти непосредственно.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Может быть, мы тут где-то можем пройти еще. Да, почему бы нет? Мне кажется, у Бэтмена и то меньше проходов.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Но выходить мы здесь не будем, пойдем дальше. Потом там выйдем.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Так, только в ту сторону мы можем пройти, правильно я понимаю? Да, это входная дверь в комнату. Чубака?
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Я думаю, эта заставка никогда не закончится.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Я вот тут готова к тому, что он скорее хочет ее напугать. Давай, иди сюда.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Так, тут папе руку отрезала, я так понимаю. И вся кровь только из-за этого. Ничего сверхъестественного. Рик просто дурак, хочет послушать, как она кричит.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Давай вышибем ему мозги.
Oh dear!
На самом деле не страшно.
Rick?
Давай его еще раз ударим.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you
Caspi?
seen my other crutch?
and she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Давай разгромим все вокруг. Так, а где у нас дверь, которая ведет на второй этаж? Да не прикалываться, он вернулся, и тут говорил мелкого. Ну да, конечно. Я так и поверила. Так, дети, давайте только без глупости. А где твоя комната? Почему надо посмотреть в сторону?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And here he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Так, другой путь, окей. Вот другой путь.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Мне напоминает байки из склепа. Мне кажется, там по той же манере был мне рассказан.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Давай, аккуратненько. И, конечно же, этого подолгу уже нет на месте.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Так. Там точно никого нет?
Someone at the door
Иду.
was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Так обернулась бы.
Oh dear.
И не один.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time.
Вот маленький говнюк даже не помог.
But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
У скелета из байка склепа смех был все-таки приятней. Более оригинальный. Так, хорошо, комнату мы осмотрели. Стоп. Да стой же ты. Тут нигде нельзя выйти. Так, Чубака. Нет, комната. Да, не. Давно забаррикадировали, не откроем при всем желании. Но она, получается,
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Так, хорошо, мне кажется, теперь надо найти эту шкатулку и сыграть на ней эту прелестную мелодию. А шкатулка... Перила, шкатулка где-то... А где она?
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Может, потому что недостаточно много раз прокручивала я. Так а где шкатулка-то? Где-то здесь? Да, нет. Где же шкатулка была? На первом, наверное, этаже, да, надо на первый этаж надо спуститься. Ну, тут такой беспорядок, как вот после того Хэллоуина. Мне кажется, если бы друг разделали, ничего бы не поменялось. Так, вот и шкатулка. Давай покрутим ручечку. Когда же оторвется-то? Значит, это нас папа любил. Оборудовать дом тайниками. Ну хорошо, что хотя бы тут поэтапно ведут по историям, куда надо идти, что надо посмотреть. Но очень долгие, конечно, заставки. Не без этого. Больше похоже на мультик, немного интерактивный.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Колхозстудника. А мы зашли
I
через
saw
гараж.
Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Бункер. Там было убежище. Давай. Скажите, что я угадала. Там ведь точно должен быть какой-то бункер.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Мы просто решили съесть. Да,
If there's a
бункер.
pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Да и все у вас здесь полегли. Будем откровенны. Еще одна история. Волга.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
Рекордное количество лет прожил.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Ну ладно, давай еще одну банку откроем.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped.
Ну, конечно, будем есть персики.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Ну что, ты устал жрать персики?
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting.
Я тоже так
I
считаю.
have to leave while I still can.
Давай, пошел сюда. Это еще ниже ведет лестница. Если мы сейчас в бункере, мы куда-то в подвал вообще перейдем.
I know it's out there somewhere.
Оно?
Whatever killed Barbara and Molly
Судьба?
and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
Да, это 30 лет.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Так, понимаешь, что его кормили, ему приносили еду.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Ну, потому что ты больше на безумие похожа. Я бы тоже стала об этом рассказывать. Какие-то странные взаимоотношения. Один боится всего и живет в бункере, второй его кормит. И такая-то неприхоть.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Да, скорее
I don't
всего,
want to
не
make
можешь.
the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
А ты сможешь упасть? Нет. Нет, ну, прервать.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Все равно ты умрешь рано или поздно. Ну,
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Надеюсь, она суицидом не закончит эту историю.
But I thought you should know about your family. and the history you're a part of.
Я? Нет, мы не туда идем. Ну, а почему? Я уже была уверена, что мы идем топиться. Так, это что у нас?
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Да сомневаюсь, я в прекрасном расположении духа.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Так, там наверх. Мы все равно пройдем, посмотрим. Возможно, все эти смерти случались только из-за того, что все верили в то, что их преследует несчастье. Предрассудки. Ступеньки все насквозь прогнили. Когда даже подниматься не стало, если боишься смерти, вот и все умирают рано, а ты еще по такой ступеньке.
And when you look at the house, had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Скорее в безумие. Это мы из подвала по железным путям выбрались на задний двор? Тут пройти мы не можем. Туда... Ну, туда бессмысленно, правда, идти. Может быть, что-то есть? Да нет, ничего нет.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
Или притягивали.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Это живодерка какая-то. А еще спрашивают, почему их преследует несчастье.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Мне кажется, какой-то страшноватый
She
памятник.
could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Нам сюда. Там еще часть памятника.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Ой, ужас какой. Вот это старый дом из тех фотографий, которые мы смотрели.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Потому что она была твоей мамой прежде всего.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Я бы не пожелала так научиться, на самом деле, разбираться во всех этих смертях. каким-то подвалом лазить.
But looking back on it now,
Ловили птичку.
if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Еще лучше. Да она больная, вот почему она все умирала. Конечно, и психически просто были нездоровы. Мы еще куда-то заберемся. Давай сюда на лестницу поднимемся. Можешь подняться?
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Например, семья.
They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Это была история его смерти.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Все же люди разные. Кто-то может бояться, кто-то может прожить полноценную жизнь. Ты либо прячешься в кровати, либо наслаждаешься жизнью. Ну, посмотрим, что у нас тут. Фотографии. Почему ты не хочешь их смотреть? Селфи. Фотографировать спящих.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
What?
Perfect.
Затылок, то,
It's
что
gonna
я
rain the
хотела.
whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
Да,
Nothing
отличная
quite
память.
like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Я суперфотограф.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
Где мелкая?
Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
Что еще нам нужно сфотографировать? Опять деда будем фоткать.
Let's see. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Нет.
You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo.
Зануда. Ну тут фоткать-то нечего.
Was it?
Ты нашел что-нибудь интересное?
Good eyes, Don.
То есть все это время я искала оленя?
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad,
Давай, прямо перед убийством оленя. И Гринпис отправим.
Let me get behind you.
Я помогу тебе его убить.
do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you need to be strong.
Но не обязательно быть жестокой.
Keep yourself squared up. Elbows. Great shot, Don!
А, прям вообще супер.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
У нас совместное фото.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about.
Dad!
О, кошмар.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Как убийство животных приводит к смерти близких. Мне кажется, просто не нужно быть такими жестокими, особенно если все у тебя умирают в семье. На остальные смерти мы посмотрим в любом случае в следующих уже видео. Видео затянулось, поэтому подписывайтесь, комментируйте, ставьте лайки, жмите на колокольчик, чтобы первым узнавать о выходе новых видео. Также в соцсетях подписывайтесь, ссылки в описании. С вами увидимся в следующих сериях. Пока-пока.